So, to good morning to everybody. So today, MMPH007. This is the last block today. Compensation and reward management. So today, actually, we are trying to review the all complete blocks and all the blocks, the block 1, block 2, block 3, and block 4. So all the blocks I try to explain to recap all these things. What are the main units? And in the last, I will show you one of the case studies also. So far we have see there are 13 units are there, and compensation and the rewards management that we have covered, where we have understand what is the compensations, what are the rewards management, the definitions we have cleared it. Then the frameworks of the compensation policies and the reward systems. Then unit 3 is your economic and the behavioral issues, and finally the international trends. Block 2, where the block has been designed, basically the legal frameworks of the compensation and the rewards. Unit 5 is basically the legal framework of compensation and the rewards, and unit 6 is the legal frameworks. And block 3 is the compensation management, that is units number 7, 8, 9, 10, where we have discussed about the job evaluations and internal equity. And after that, we have to see then there are pay structures, where in the pay structures there are the salaries, DA, other benefits, other has been declared. So then external equity and pay survey and institutional mechanisms, and block number 4, the last block, that is the reward system, why the reward system is required, why it is needed, and then the incentive schemes, what are the incentive schemes are required for the organizations, and unit 13, your allowances and the purposes and benefits has been discussed. So now again I will try to give you some of the areas which we have already discussed. There are, for example, let's say unit 1, where the compensations, the concept we have clear, the direct and indirect compensations, the role of compensations, the structure of the compensations. Then we have seen the function and the responsibilities, the areas. Then corporate compensation policies, issues, and what are the current trends that are covered in the unit number 1. Now, some of the relevant questions, assessment questions from the unit 1, which may come questions like this way: explain the major functions of the compensation program, objectives of the compensation policies, then your factors go into the determination of pay, effective compensation policy and the program, in your management responsibilities regarding the compensation management program, the role of wage supplements in the compensation policies. So this is the area important for this assessment, this compensation and reward management chapter. Now see the unit number two. Unit number two is the framework of the compensation policy and the reward systems, where as the area is located the micro policy framework and your micro policy considerations. Macro policy and your micro policy, both the things are the considerations. Divergent perspectives of the management and the labor. The seventh pay commission. The seventh pay commission is also discuss what type of framework is there that has been discussed, and some of the case studies approach to the public sector and the pay divisions and other things. Now coming to unit number two, what type of questions are likely to be? The area of the question or assessment questions are: what are the public policy considerations in which state the practical difficulties, if any, in translating the lobby ideals into action. Another thing is why and how pay design should be linked to organizations and the job design. It is one of the major questions for what type of the pay design should be. Third questions it may like the silent features. You have to describe the silent features of the civil pay commissions and the recommendations. The unit number three of the block one, that is the economic and the behavioral issues, where the select the wage theories and the economic issues. Then we have discussed about the behavioral theories and the relevant issues. There are so many theories are there, and what are the issues regarding it based on the behavioral issues basically, that part. And implementation of the company policy. What are the policies this company formulated and how it will be implemented? So that implementation part are required. So now we have to see from unit 3, what are the expected questions, what type of questions assessments. That is describe the wages determinations for the labor and what basis. So that is one of the questions. Another is wage theories, describe the wage theories and the policy formulations either at the macro level or the micro levels. Wage rates are not the same as wage cost, that maybe you have to derive what is the to explain the wage rates, or separately you have to explain the wage cost comparisons, these type of questions. Difference between expectations and the instrumentality, that is another question. Compare and the contrast the three content theories of the motivations. There are basic three motivation theories are there that you have to explain and to compare them between these theories. Explain the distinction between the internal and the external equity. That is one of the area of the questions from the unit 3. Now we go for unit number 4. That is the last unit for the block 1. There are emerging trends. What are the trends going on? Because it is international trends. So what are the emerging trends are going on? Because of the labor's diversity, cultural diversity, lot of changes are coming. Labor force are increasing, and your women participation is more, and workers are more literate as before they are. So what are the problems, the issues are coming up. That is the part of the emerging trends. Limitations of the job related compensations. What are the limitations that have to point it out? Then paradox of the performance related compensations. That is also one of the area uh, to be discussed. Competency based compensation, the CBC, based on the capacity or competence, competency, based on these the salary has to be fixed. Those who are skilled, salary level will be different. Those who are unskilled, different salary should be there. So compensation package are based on the competence. These are competency based compensations. That part are recently as a present scenario, it is very much needed. Because those who are skilled, if we are not be, give a good package, definitely they will be change their salaries, change their services. They will not be continue their services. They are, especially in the IT sectors, in IT, those who are already experienced 3 years, 4 years, a lot of experience they have gained, skilled enough, and their performance is good. So they have to have a good package, compensation package. Now, from the unit number 4, what are the assessment questions like this? Now we can see it. How is the competency based pay approach better than the traditional approach? That you have to describe. Competency based, why it is better, why it is good compared to the traditional approach. So I have to explain that. This is one of the questions. Give a brief overview of the international trend in compensation and the reward management. So here you have to describe, you have to give us some overview of the international trends and the reward management. How it is relate these two parts briefly have to give it. How do you evaluate the contributions of an employee? In the competency-based model, ideal in all situations and all at all the times. If no, why? That you have to evaluate and explain the things. What are the contribution of the employee? Now we are going for go for the unit number 5 is block 2. Legal frameworks of the compensation levers. That is unit number 5. So legal framework of the compensation of the rewards, where we have discussed that is the basis of wage determination. What are the determinations? Economic aspects of the wage determinations, then sociological aspect of the wage determination during the wage determinations. What are the sociological aspects are to be considered? The political aspect of the wage determination, there is a political part. Psychological aspect of the wage determinations, ethical aspect of the wage determinations. So basically, when we are preparing the formulating the wage determination, what are the aspects are to be kept in mind? Economic, sociological, political, psychological, ethical, all these things are to be considered. Organization's ability to pay prevailing market rate. At the same time, we have to see that organizations are capable or not. They are ready to pay this much amount or not, based on the prevailing market rate. Then the cost of living, productivity, everything are to be seen. Trade unions bargaining power and the job evaluation, that is another issue. Because during the framework of the compensations or the reward packages, so we have to be involved with the trade union also, because they are collective bargaining power. They have power to let them propose their proposals, what type of package they anticipated, or they are such way their contribution, their ideas cannot be neglected. sit together and discuss with them and finalize the things. So this is one of the things. And job evaluation is also a part of this aspect. Analyze the complete jobs really is capable or not based on these tasks or the job or it is eligible for this package or not. That has to, all these things have to be considered. Now let's see what type of questions from Unit 5 are expected. Question is what factors go into the determination of pay? So during the determination of pay, what are the factors that has to be explained? Then explain the economic, sociological, political, psychological, and ethical aspects related to wage fixation. So briefly, you have to explain what are the economic conditions, sociological conditions, what the way it is relate to wage fixation. So questions are like this. Third questions may be, are wages determined only on the basis of demand of the supply and labor? Yes or no? You have to written no. Not only the supplier demand and supply, apart from that, lot of other considerations like that economic, sociological, political, psychological, ethical, other aspects is also to be considered. They are also determined. Question number 4, that is discuss the role of productivity and the bargaining power of the trade unions relating to wage fixations. So here the questions are the productivity and the bargaining power of the trade unions. You have to be elaborated. Now going to unit number 6, that is the legal frameworks, where it has been decided what are the statutory instructions, statutory minimum wages. Some of the act is there. Based on this act, what are the minimum wages act? Subsistence of the minimum wages, living wages, fair wages, minimum wages, and there is a need-based minimum wages. So all these things, the definitions are to be known. The definition of the wages under the various labor legislations. Apart from these, some code is there, 2019. What are the definition of wage under the wage code? It is defined in the code, wage codes. So this is the area of learning, the area of preparation for this unit, for the legal frameworks. Rather, I can say the structure of this your unit. This is the to be prepared and to be learned. Now let's see what type of questions are from the unit 6. How minimum wages differs from the need-based minimum wages. So this is the way you have to compare the things. Living wages, what is the meaning of or what is the living wages? Has the constitutions provided for the securing the living wages workers? Yes, there are a lot of securities there. As the acts, there are defined, constitutions are there. What is the minimum amount should be there, living wages should be there. Everything has mentioned. That has to be written. Now question number 3, that is our identify such elements of wages which are common in all the situations, all the statutory definitions. So here you have to identify what are the elements are there which are part of your statutory definitions. Another questions like this, what are the factors are to be taken into account while fixing the minimum wages? That is a very important question. Question number 4, that is basically most of the time it is coming because everybody should know during the fixation of the minimum wages, what are the factors are to be considered or keeping in mind during that time. That question, this type of questions. Okay. Then what is the concept of wage under the wage code 2019? That has to be explained. So if you see in the particular the one the units, what are the topics are there, and based on these topics, questions are likely to come in this way. So preparation should be when the student should prepare accordingly so that it should come all these things. Now we should go for the unit number 7, job evaluation and the internal equity. This is the block number 3. There is a compensation management. Now earlier we have seen the compensation system, reward systems. Now how to manage these things. Once the it is formulated, all the packages are decided. Now how to manage the things. Unit number 7 is job evaluation and internal equity, where it has been defined the job evaluation part, what is the meaning of this evaluation, and why it is required for the evaluation part, methods and the systems of job evaluation, what type of methods are there to analyze the things, then job analysis and the job descriptions, what are the things are coming, even job specification also, linking with fixations, what the way it is linking with the fixations, then implementing the job evaluations. So all these things are to be the important in the unit. This is the area are important. Now let's see what are the questions from the unit number 7 related to evaluations. So what is internal equity and how it is relevant? Then, as I told just now, the job evaluation is a continuous process. Explain why. Because today what the analysis we have done, it may not be continuing for 6 months, 1 year again, because the skilling also changes. Knowledge is power is also employee are changing. So, or maybe what the way it has prepared, what the way it has task job has been designed, so that maybe redesign or re-engineering will be required. So that's why the job evaluation process is a continuous process, not a fixed. Write down the procedure of the job. Now, what are the procedures that also you have to one by one point wise you have to write. Name down the various methods of the systems of the job evaluations. So the name has to be written. What are the methods? And also to be what are the advantage and the disadvantage. Any two have to write. Any 2 or 3, whatever it is. Then explain the job analysis and the job descriptions. So that is a very common questions. Normally, in a short note, normally it is coming job analysis or job descriptions. It is a complementary each other, because without job analysis, you cannot prepare the job descriptions or further for the job description also. So job analysis is required. Then based on these, you can describe the jobs of particular different levels. Write a short note. Short note is like time span of the descriptions method. What is the time span? Decision band method, then your job assessment, then your point rating method. There are so many areas where questions can be normally coming from the questions from the exam. Now go for the unit number 8. That is our pay structure. The concept of wages, salary and pay package, that is the important area. Basic wage component of the pay package, dearness allowance component of the pay package. So dearness allowance area also to be seen. payment by result or the incentive payment. Now, incentive payment is also one of the important bonus. Some statutory bonus is the government. Some of the rule is there. There's by the act, bonus act, it is decide how much bonus should be. If it is profitable, maximum 20% you can do. Minimum at least 8.33 or little bit 7 point something. Below that, it's not acceptable. So that statutory bonus act should be. Then what are the allowances, fringe benefits, and the social security? These all these areas are important. Understanding the trends and the pay packets. So in the unit number 8, cover up all these things. There is allowance, compositions, component of the your pay packet, allowances, fringe benefits, social security. Now let's see what type of questions are likely to be from unit number 8, pay structure. So assessment question of the area is, what do you understand by the concept of the wages? Explain the concept of basic wages through the examples. Why is the DNS allowance and the integral part of pay packet? Explain how it is administered. So these are one of the questions. Define and differentiate between bonus and fringe. What is the bonus and fringe benefit? Bonus is different, fringe benefit is different. How are they linked to social security? Now that also you have to explain it. What are the hazards of industrial life? Explain with the example. What are the hazards in the industrial life? Electrical hazards, social hazards, and the environmental hazards. So all these things are there. So industrial life, what are the hazards are there? That list out you have to give. And with some examples. So unit number 8, we got. Now we have to see. Now go for unit number 9. That is your external liquidity and pay survey. Here some sort of surveys there is an external liquidity you see compared to the other companies. That is an equality is there or not. As per the market conditions, means prevailing the market area, pay and its components. What are the components are there? Fair pay and the fair work. That is also one of the common thing. And pay survey. Before the finalize the pay structure, you have to have a survey for that. Really the workers conditions are there. So based on these inputs, you have to prepare for these things. So pay survey is important. So now let's see what type of questions are. What is the wage survey? So that you have to explain its rationality. There shouldn't be any biased or supervisor, worker. No, rational way you have to think that what are the feedback have to be real and trustworthy. Means it should be a believable. Wage surveys are essential part of the pay situation, as I told you. That you have to explain it. In inverted commas code, wage surveys are essential part in pay situation. So you have to explain. These are the questions. What are different methods for the conducting the wage survey? So method here actually you have to explain the methods. Wage survey, what type of methods are there? At least 2 methods to explain. Comparison of the 2 different industry does not help in wage situations anyway. But justify. If yes, then why? If no, then why not? That explain. Mention various prerequisites and the considerations in the wage service. So, what are the basic things are required? And your surveyor who are selected for the survey, what are the parameters they should have, what type of quality, what type of competency they should have. That is the main thing. So yeah, that part you have to mention. So prerequisites conditions. It's, now we are going to unit number 10. Explain the your institutional mechanisms uh, in the third block. Yeah, unit number 10, institutional mechanisms for the compensations. Now here actually we are talking about the mechanisms. So public policy and the legal framework, they are combining. Some of the policies are there. When you are making the policies, definitely there should be some legal framework, should be legal activities are there. I mean the legal uh, action. What are the act are the legally mentioned that has to be followed. Unilateral pay fixations, collective bargaining. As you know, collective bargaining is very important. As we grow, the development are going on. You have to participate in. Workers' participation is very important. So that's why the collective bargaining is a good one. However, there is some benchmark should be there, but still collective bargaining is very important. And what is the definitions? That part. Another is pay commissions. What is the role of pay commissions? Why for? What for the pay commissions are there? Wage boards. Then difference between the pay commissions and your wage boards. Then educations. And finally, those who are things. So this area are in the unit number 10. Students should learn about these areas. Now let's see what type of questions from unit 10. Assessment questions are like this. So what is the difference between a pay commission and the wage board? As I just told you, so it is a different. So what are the differences that you have to mention point-wise 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, in a tabular form, you can write the commissions, and then other side is wage board, and 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever that is. The comparison. Another question: discuss why interest issues cannot be adjudicated, but rights issues can. Because personally, if you are interested in some of the things that may not be adjusted, because these are personal things. But when the questioner's rights, that issues really it is a adjustable. Discuss the relative merits and the demerit of the merit method of the wage determinations. So during the wage determination process, or some issues are there, and some good issues are also there. Some good side, positive side, and some of the negative side is also there. So that you have to explain in the merits and demerits and methods. Discuss whether and why collective bargaining is superior to other methods of the wage determination. Now here totally the question is the collective bargaining only, and at the same time you have to mention why it is better, why it is superior. That you have to explain. There are so many other determinations also there. Social is there. Then your economic determination is there. Then so many things we have already seen. So many aspects are there. But collective bargaining is superior. So that you have to explain why it is important. Then reward systems. 11, unit number 11, that is a reward systems. There is a need. Why the reward system is needed? Because sometimes the money is not a only motivator. have to have some other way of to motivate the people so that they can uh, retain in the company, they can more productive, they can happy in sense. So basic wages, generous allowance, other allowance, and fringe benefits are the main theme of these things, reward systems. So here some of the modifications are required time to time. The company has to see everything are in line with the market, in line of the align with the objectives which are desired by the company, and accordingly have to decide what type of rewards are to be there, so that employee can be feel happy and confident. So now after that, now we go for um, now see the what are the questions from this unit number 11. Enlist various types of allowances that are drawn by the employees. So you have to list out the things. So for example, basic pay, dearness allowance, city capacity allowance, lunch subsidy, uh, then your HRA, education allowance, car allowance. So many things. What are the allowances that you have to list out, which are being drawn by the employees? So this is one of the questions. Then explain the system of payment of DA. So DA, it is a dearness allowance. Always the dearness allowance is linked with the passing some of the percentages, CPI and the consumer price index, the customer price index, consumer price index, the indexes are there, CPI. Based on these, the DA has to increased 4%, 3%, whatever. So that system you have to explain. What are the things are consideration for the dearness allowances? So what is the fringe benefits? So what are the fringe benefits? That also to be discussed. Discuss the different type of the fringe benefits. First, your definition, and your finally this type of the benefits. Now, unit number 12. Unit number 12 is your incentive schemes. That is the introduction, where the introduction, bonus, profit sharing, stock options is all are the part of the incentive schemes. So bonus is also is a incentive schemes. And company, what the profit gained by the company, that profit percentage of the sum of the amount has to be distributed to the employees. So what are the profit? So that this is also paid because of the company cannot be run without the employees, means without the workers. Those who are product maker. So this is the way different incentive schemes also to be there, and all these incentive schemes are the part of the reward management. When they means you are managing the what are the rewards. Then stock options means if the company's share is increased or profit margin is good, then you can offer some of the shares to the employees so that they can also feel I am also a part of the owner of this company. So offer the stock option also. So these all are area are already discussed, and we have to learn more. Now let's see what are the questions are from the unit 12. Assessment questions are like this: what is the purpose and the rationale of the payment of the bonus act? So bonus act have to explain, and what are the problems with it? What are the problems is this? Problem is the union trade union is not agreeing, so that's why some negotiation is there sometimes. So these are all are different problems, are issues are also there that you have to highlight. What are the advantage and disadvantage of the profit sharing schemes? Because profit sharing schemes, what are the advantage and disadvantage that you have to point it out and describe. discuss whether and why stock options are becoming popular. Because most of the IT companies, same Infosys and others, lot of other companies are there. They are offering the your stock option also. Then what are the other advantages and disadvantages? That also to be you have to explain. So now and then after that, and what are the questions to be? How stock options are currently treated or tax purposes, and how should be the treated? So write short notes along this. The bonus deferred wages. What is the difference between gain sharing and the profit sharing? Then what is the difference between stock options and the profit share? That also important. What is the difference between employee sharing and the performance linked stock options? That is important because you have to define the employee sharing and the performance linked sharing pretty different because employee as a team they are doing something, some of the percentages will be there, but personal performance is individuals. What is the problem? Okay, team performance is also there, but individual performance is very important, which is linked to the stock options. So there are various ways question can come, and students should prepare for that type of questions. Here actually I'm just today's lecture try to structure in such a way so that which are the area has to be learned and what type of questions are from that areas. So it will both it will be beneficial for the students. So those who are the learners in this field, they can easily understand. Okay, particular this unit, this is the things are to be learned and type of questions are like this. Now your last in the block 4 there are last unit is your unit 13, that the allowances, perquisites and the benefits. Where introduction means basically your allowances, what is the perquisites, then your benefits. Perquisites means basically the lunch subsidy, car parking, allowances, coupons, distribution, your canteen subsidy. There are so many things, dress codes. So these different things and allowances also. The reason for downsizing. Sometimes, um, depending on the company's situation in the market, so and your size, some of the cut is there. Cuttle of the allowances then cut temporarily and then again given later. So what is the reason behind? Maybe the economic conditions, maybe the new technology is coming. So many reasons are there for downsizing. Some contingency. Maybe. Voluntary retirement scheme should be there because those who are 50 above or 55, they are allowed to go on the take the retirement. It's the golden handshake conditions. They have to sufficient money should be given because they are leaving their positions before 5 years. So newcomers can be promoted, succession procedures process can be maintained. So voluntary retirement scheme is a time to time, is not a permanent scheme. Sometimes 2 years, 3 years is there. The bank mostly very successful in the banking sectors. And then some of exercises like this. So now unit 13 is your last unit in the block 4. Now let's see what are the questions, what type of questions are coming from the number 30. So this why VRS, the voluntary retirement scheme, why VRS is considered as a soft option, that you have to mention because what are the benefits, what are the advantages there, because as a company there are a lot of benefits because they can take a fresh blood, a fresh employee they can take it. Normally in the certain positions when the people are 50 or 55 ages, so there may be a slowdown, their body may not be permit, lot of diseases can start at that time. So performance may be reduced by virtue of the aging factors. So when the new technologies come or new profit things are come, young blood, young generations, enthusiasms are required. So if they vacant the things, then you can entry for the new generations. So this is one of the our soft option the means basically you have to pay sufficient amount to them so that they can survive in the uh, future course of life. Yeah, and basically the retirement. How does it help to overcome the legal hurdles in downsizing the employee strength? Because there's some of the problems in the downsizing. So best option is you offer the VRS system if the employees has but you can reduce it. Because those are in the young generations or the employees, fresh employees, there you cannot uh, downsizing immediately. So this is the soft target area where you can do it. And some of the people are very happy. They are thinking another 5 years before service, better than I can leave these things and I can have the money I can fix in the bank. FD as a FD, I can enjoy my life. This is the way also can think. Discuss how can a company go about BRS. Now some of the short notes, tax aspects of the BRS, notice for notice of charge change, industrial disputes, and the VRS is everything are is an act. The distinction between the downsizing and the downgrading, because sometimes the grade has been changed and down the grading, maybe the post has been grading or salary may be reduced depending on the situations. As you know, during the COVID-19 the pandemic time, lot of downgrading and downsizing has been happened because company are company has to survive. Maybe the cut of salary, 50% salary they are given. So that lot of uh, program, a lot of things by the management side they are taken care. Distinguish between the upsizing and the upgrading. So this type of questions are normally from the units. Now I have two very important things. Most of the cases, I think I plan for these things today. So from one of the case studies, how to write these case studies. There will nothing. One paragraph will be there in the question paper. The section B part of the paragraph. One of the story is given, and based on this story, you have to end up this story, and the question will be there, and you have to answer it. So this is important. First of all, you go through the uh, paragraphs and answer the questions. So all these answers are basically located in the story itself. Best things during the case study, uh, that is one of the good idea. Better you can see the questions first. What are the questions? Question is they identify the silent features, silent issues of the case. That means when you go through this, you try to identify the what are the silent issues. Then you can one by one you can note down and keep in mind what are the issues. So the second question, what are the additional scheme of incentive that you would suggest for sustaining the moral and motivation of the employees? Means in this story, definitely some uh, action, some of the scheme or incentive schemes already applied, already taken care. Out of that, additional things we have to collect. So first, that's why when you keeping in mind the error questions, so then immediately you can now we can go for the read out the paragraphs because it is in your mind what the question sign features. So that means where you have it will be there, you can immediately note down the things. Otherwise, if you suppose you have not seen the questions, straightly you are just trying to read out the paragraphs, then you don't know what are the questions. Then again you have to read it. Again you have to read further. So that's why question you have to read fast, keep in mind and start reading the paragraphs. That automatically it will be come in your mind. Let's go the study paragraphs. Product. The Indian Electric Company is a city-based manufacturer of welding machines and motors. So one of the companies there, they are basically machines and motor they are manufacturing. When Mr. Niraj Shah established the company in 1970, he was keenly aware of the importance of a highly motivated workforce. So he wasn't keeping in mind, no, my people should be motivated, my workers should be more intelligence. So that part of the workforce, he was always aware in mind. And how the company's success, in fact, depended on it. So therefore, Mr. Shah had to ensure that each employee would work as diligently as possible for the good of the organizations. So, keeping in mind, my workforce should be good, should be highly motivated. That's why they have uh, started the work very diligently and the possible way. So now go for the next paragraph. Then Mr. Shah realized that the best way to motivate the employees would be to link the company's reward and recognition systems. So now, as the question now in mind, some silent features. First question. So this is one of the features. Link to link the company's reward and recognition systems. So immediately we pointed out this is one of the things. To its goals. To establish these connections, Shah developed and implemented an incentive schemes. So apart from that, Shah has implemented the incentive schemes. That is one of the silent features. Its aim was to improve the company's overall performance and allowing the contributing workers to share in the process. So this is the way things. The plan reward employees for turning out the quality products efficiently while controlling cost. So quality also has uh, focus on this controlling also. The system includes the following components. What are the components? Paying by the piece rate. He has decided whatever the material you have to produce, you have to give a payment of this thing as a piece rate. So production workers are paid according to the number of pieces or product units they produce. They are not effective. So so that idea is, so there shouldn't be any defect, because once you know I have to pay based on my piece. If I product this unit, if it is good, I will pay it. Out of 8 production, 7 is correct, 1 is defective, you will not pay for this, that particular issue. So the employee who produce it must repair it, or he has given to who has the faulty, he has to use own time. You have to do this. So providing year-end bonus to reward workers further for their efforts. Shah introduced a year-end bonus system. He has also introduced a bonus system. This is one of the features. Gives all workers opportunity to nearly double their base wages. Workers get the bonus if the company's annual profit increases. So he also declares if the profit is increased, so your bonus is also to be increased. You will get the bonus. So all these things are. Now providing stock option also. Shah also provided his employees with the option of buying company stock as a low cost. Employees are also given the shares of the company's stock based on the annual profits. So all the above financial incentives payments enable the employees to earn more and help to improve their moral and motivations. So from here, you see there are so a lot of things. Here, one of the things, financial incentive payment, good. Then you're providing the year-end bonus. Then your pay by the piece rate. So everyone you see, he has motivated in such a way, he has introduced one by one features, one by one systems, so that the employee can be motivated like this. So all these features. Now questions. Identify the silent issues of this space. Now answer I have. I can tell you right now. But you can think about it also from the paragraph. Which are the things are really linked to the related to the your silent features. So let's go for straight with the answers. I think this I'm showing you for practice purposes how to read the case study and how to answer. Now, can identify the silent features of the case. Now, I have identified there are 5 question answers, silent point. The company is following the incentive-based production systems. That is one of the features. Then the system is proving to be successful for the company. Because what are the systems that they are Shah has, Neeraj Shah has introduced? So all are basically successful. So that company should be successful. Motive was there. This company should be a successful company. That's why he has a lot of systems he has introduced. Then the approach of management is positive. In this case, you see all these new things they have adopted for the employee purpose. Piece rate things, bonus, option for the profit. So everything are very good positive side. Management are means the management is willing to give more to the employees. Number 4 points is the employees are motivated and showing great trust in the management. So in this case, employees will be motivated and they are faith on this management. Yes, because management is doing so much things, so definitely it will be employee motivated. Automatically, there is no complaint. Basically, there is no complaint by the employees or by the employer also. So after that, the first questions are basically like this. Now coming to second questions. What are the additional schemes of the incentives that you would suggest for the sustaining the moral and the motivation? Addition. How to do this? So following additional financial incentive schemes can be implemented. The provision of the bonus every year on the basis of profit and the production. That part does not is missing in the paragraph. So every year bonus has to be based on the profit and the productions. Number 2, the provision of the contingency based financial assistance for the employees will enhance the social security of the employees. That part is missing because you see, as you know, that in the time of the pandemic time, the COVID time, lot of workers they have jobless and they have forcibly go to their villages and there are very lack of money also there. So as an employee, as an organization, you should have some contingency plan, some financial assistance to be given when this type of situation will come. So you enhance this is a social security for the employees. Employees should feel okay, at least my owner will take care of all these things. And the provision of the financial assistance in case of any social events. So any social events that time some financial assistance should be given. For example, some employees daughter's marriage. So employers should be given some of the lump sum amount for these marriages. Or for example, one of the student of the employees children are topper means the very good score. So company should give some of the award, some of the money, so that it can motivate the employees and their children for go further to the future of their career also. So this is the way additional motivation part is there, which I have seen from these paragraphs. So paragraphs, again I can repeat something. So first of all, when the case study will be there, any case studies, first you can see the first questions. What are the questions are there? Then you start reading the paragraph. So in between the paragraphs, you can identify which are the things are there. The answer is within the paragraph itself. Then you can add on some of the things, and you can answer. This is the way you can get a good marks, and it will be your carry a good grade also, because the case study is normally your 40%. Sometimes 40 marks is there. So you have to be careful about this mark results. So anyway, I think this is the way I can now cover up all the syllabus, and I review all the things, all the units, and what type of definitions are required, what are the your questions are from all the units questions. There are maybe around 30 to 40 questions I have discussed, and then finally one case study also I have discussed. So I hope with this the videos I think these things MMPH007 has completed, and your then we can go for the new subject, new course onwards. So okay, thank you very much, and all the best. Thank you.